A sled is tied to a tree on a frictionless, take note of the word, it is frictionless, snow-covered hill. If the sled weighs 77.0 Newton, find the magnitude of the tension exerted by the rope on a sled and that of the normal force exerted by the hill on the sled. So let us identify what are the given variables. Sulat natin. Asan ko isulat ang given? Dito na lang. Given. First given, we have the weight of our object. Ayun. The weight is 77. Weight of the sled is 77.0 Newton. Three significant figures. Ano pa yung given? Lola na. Ah, may angle. Yan o. May angle. Theta is equal to 30.0 degrees. So yan yung angle natin. Now again, the first step in solving problems is to identify the required variables. Ay na. To draw our free body diagram. Drawing muna natin ang free body diagram natin. So anong kulay? Green lang siguro, no? So let us draw our free body diagram. What are the forces acting on the sled? First, of course, hindi mawawala si weight. It is always directed downwards. This is the weight of our object. Second, ano pa yung forces acting on this object? We have a surface, right? We have a surface, so that means there is a normal force. So normal force is always perpendicular. So pag ganun, perpendicular man siya. Perpendicular to the surface. This is our Fn. Next, we have ano pa? We have a tension because there's a string, there's a rope, right? So there is a tension. So waya lang ang rope. So meron tayong tension. Ayan. Now, is there a friction? Is there a frictional force on this free body diagram? No. Bakit? Kasi nga this is frictionless. Ayan, frictionless, ha? Take note of that word. So walang friction na ilalagay. So ibig sabihin sa tingin, kapag ganyan yung drawing natin, para siyang naka-slant or pahiwi siya. So that means we can rotate that. I-rotate natin yan kagaya ng ginawa natin last time. So this is the sled, for example. I-rotate lang natin para mas madali. Fn is directed up na. This is our Fn. And then our tension is to the right. Then our weight, of course, kung mo nang ipahiwi, hiwi pa dali si weight. This is our weight. Now, if you notice, our weight is slanted. So ibig sabihin, we will identify the x component and the y component of this weight. So this is the wy, and this is our wx. Now, what is the angle? This angle is, remember, that is 30. Isulat ko dito, ha? 30.0 degrees. Yan yung angle natin. So let us identify what are the required variables in this problem. Ano ba yung kinakailangan? For letter A, ang hinahanap natin is find the magnitude of the tension. Tension ang hinahanap. And tension is along the what? Tension is along the x-axis. Sulat agad na x-axis si tension. And for letter B, and that of the normal force. Hinahanap din natin si normal force. So Fn. And what axis is Fn found? What axis is Fn directed? It is along the y-axis. So y-axis. Yeah. So let's proceed with the solution, automatic. So solution green. Let's start with letter A, of course. And it is asking about the tension. And we know the tension is along the x-axis. So that means we will use summation of forces along the x is equal to what? Is it 0 or ma? Is there an acceleration? No, walang acceleration. There is no acceleration mentioned in the problem. So ibig sabihin, summation of forces along the x is 0 Newton. Now, what are the forces along the x? First, we have tension, positive. Plus, what are the other forces along the x? Horizontal, we have wx. Okay, wx. So it is negative because it is to the left. Wx must be equal to 0 Newton. Negative si wx ha, kaya to the left man siya. So we are asked about the tension. So let us transpose wx to the other side of the equation. So tension is equal to wx. Now, how are we going to get wx? Remember, wx is what? Is the opposite side. Tama? Opposite side. So kapag ka opposite, sine. Sine theta times the weight. Okay? So that is sine theta. Sine theta times, what is the formula for, may weight na tayo na value, no? May weight na pala na value. Since may weight na, automatic na substitute na lang natin. Kala ko kasi mass yung given. Kapag ka mass ang given, of course, mass times acceleration due to gravity. However, dito weight naman yung nakalagay, so automatic substitute. So sine, what is our theta? Our theta is 30.0 degrees times our weight is 77.0 Newton. And that will give us sine 30. Ay, mali, hindi na, dapat nga na. Erase. Sine. Mali yung pagka. Butang sa variables. Sine 30 times 77.0 is equal to 38.5 Newton. How many significant figures? We need 3 significant figures. So that is already our final answer. So tension is equal to 38.5 Newton. Ayan. This is our final answer. Now, let's proceed with the problem B. And it is asking about the normal force. And normal force is along the y-axis. So that means we will use summation of forces along the y should be 0 Newton. Bakit? Because there is no acceleration. So what are the forces along the y? The forces along the y, tingin ka lang sa free body diagram, we have normal force which is upwards, so positive. Plus, ano pa yung forces along the y? We have the wy, which is downwards, it should be negative. Negative wy, which is equal to 0 Newton. So let us substitute. Let us transpose wy to the other side of the equation because we are looking for the normal force. So normal force is equal to wy. This is what I mentioned yesterday or kailan tayo, yung last meeting natin, that the normal force is not always equal to the weight. Hindi always sa weight. Kapag ka nakaslant yan, hindi equal sa weight. Equal lang siya sa weight if it is horizontal. Kagaya ng last problem, horizontal. So equal sa weight. Not all the time equal sa weight. This time, the normal force is equal to the wy. And what is the formula for wy? What is our wy? It is the adjacent side. So that means we will use cosine. Cosine 30.0 times 77.0 Newton. And that will give us 66.6839. 6839 and so on. Newton. How many significant figures? We need 3 significant figures. So that means our final answer should also contain 3 significant figures. So Fn is equal to 66.7. Ayan, di ba? Dali lang, no? Very good. So always remember kung if there is an acceleration or there is no acceleration. If there is no acceleration, just like these examples, then summation of forces is equal to 0.